Hey y'all, welcome back and welcome if you are new. This week I am making some shrimp stir fry, Southwest chicken salad, beef hand pies, fried green tomatoes, and Mississippi chicken soup. So let's head on into the kitchen and let's make some delicious meals. Alright, this week we are starting out with making some garlic shrimp stir fry. It is so easy, so quick, and absolutely delicious. Serve it with some rice and you're good to go. So we're going to start out with our sauce. So to my bowl here, I'm just going to combine some dark soy sauce, garlic, regular soy sauce, water, brown sugar, sesame oil, gochujang, pepper, and cornstarch, and I'm just going to whisk that together until everything is well incorporated, and we're going to set that to the side.
Today and not tomorrow, there's no time to borrow today.
Alright, now that the sauce is done and setting over to the side, we're going to work on our vegetables. So I've got a large skillet here over medium heat. I'm just going to add in some neutral oil, get that hot, and then I'm going to add in my vegetables. You can do whatever kind of vegetables is your favorite. I've got bell pepper, asparagus, and green beans. I'm just going to add those in there and then let them cook for about 3 to 4 minutes, just until they are tender and crispy. Once you get your vegetables to where they are slightly tender but still have a bite to them, you're going to want to go ahead and add in your shrimp. I've got a pound of shrimp here that is deveined and peeled. You're just going to add those in there and you're going to cook these for another 3 to 4 minutes, just until all of the shrimp are cooked completely through. They will be a little pink and slightly opaque. Now I cooked the shrimp just shy of being done because they're going to finish cooking when we add the sauce. So now that the shrimp is almost done, we're going to add in that sauce that we had setting over to the side, and we're going to cook this another 2 to 3 minutes just to thicken up that sauce, and then this will be done. Alright, here is my bowl. I have some just plain rice here, and I topped it with that shrimp stir fry, and I added some parsley, but you can do cilantro, and some extra soy sauce and some sesame seeds. And this was absolutely delicious, so quick. It is definitely a favorite in our house. Next up is my Southwest chicken salad. This is so easy, it's absolutely delicious. I'm serving it as a sandwich, but you can certainly add this to a bed of greens if you want something a little bit lighter. So I've got a little sheet pan here that I've lined with parchment paper, and I've preheated my oven to 400 degrees. I'm going to drizzle over a little bit of oil. You can do avocado oil, olive oil, whatever you have on hand. I'm also going to season this side. Because I've seasoned the other side, I'm going to season this side with some salt, pepper, and Southwest seasoning blend. I make my own. I will leave the entire recipe, seasoning blend and all, linked down in the description box for you guys. So once you get this seasoned, you're just going to put this in the oven, and you're going to bake this for about 30 to 40 minutes, just until that chicken is completely cooked through.
I remember when love was a heart in the sand.
Alright, now that my chicken has cooled, I just went ahead and shredded it up and added it into this bowl. And now I'm going to add the rest of my ingredients. I'm going to add in some black beans that have been drained and rinsed, some corn that has been drained and rinsed, an onion, parsley, or you can do cilantro. I'm going to add in some mayo, celery, green onion, tomato that's been diced, some more Southwest spice blend, and some cheddar cheese. And then you're just going to mix this together. You're going to add more mayo if it needs it, any more seasoning if it needs it. Once it's all to where you like it, you're just going to cover this up, chill this in the fridge for about 30 minutes to an hour before it's ready to serve. And like I said, you can do this as a sandwich or on a bed of greens for a nice filling salad. Alright guys, here is my plate. I made some sourdough the night before just to have bread on hand for the week. So I just piled that chicken salad on top of that bread, kind of smushed it together to make a sandwich. It was absolutely delicious. I made some fries to go along with it, but you can serve this with whatever sides that you like or prefer. But this was so good. Okay, next up is my beef hand pies. I'm making that with some fried green tomatoes. I have not had fried green tomatoes in such a long time, and I was so happy to be making them. But right here you see me making my butter pie dough. I've made this quite a few times on my channel, so I will leave all of the recipe links down in the description box for you guys so you can check all of those out. But once you get the pie dough made, I doubled the recipe for mine. You can use store-bought, but you're going to have to double that just so you have enough to make all 6 of the hand pies. So once you get that all combined and mixed well, you're going to shape it into a disc, wrap it in some plastic wrap, and you're going to chill this for about an hour. Alright, now that we have the pie dough chilling in the refrigerator, it's almost ready to make this. So we're going to go ahead and make the filling. So to my bowl here, I've just got some beef that I've got diced up into about 1/4 inch dice. I'm going to add in some potatoes, mixed vegetables, onion, garlic, salt, pepper, and thyme. And you're just going to mix this until everything is well combined. And then we will set this to the side while we roll out our dough.
Just be yourself. Keep on doing what you do, doing what you do. Just keep on doing what you do, doing what you do, doing what you do, what you do, doing what you do. Do what you like, do what you like to do, do what you like, do what you like, do what you like to do.
Alright, now that the dough has chilled, you're going to remove it from the refrigerator and remove it from the plastic. You're going to put this on a lightly floured countertop and cut these into 6 individual equal pieces. You're going to roll these out to about an 8-inch round, about 1/4 inch thick. You want it thick enough to hold up to the filling, but thin enough to where it's not too much breading for the filling. Once you get your pie dough rolled out, these do not have to be perfect. They're going to get shaped anyway. Some of them might tear. It's just a rustic looking hand pie. So once you get that rolled out, you're going to add about 3/4 of a cup to a cup of your pie filling, the meat mixture, just offset of the center of the pie crust. You're going to fold the top of the pie crust over, and you're going to crimp the edges shut. You can do this in a decorative fashion if you want. I just do mine a little bit rustically, and then you're going to place these on a parchment paper lined sheet tray and set them to the side.
Anyone who brings us down. Doing what you do, doing what you do. Just keep on doing what you do, doing what you do, doing what you do, what you do.
Once you get all of the hand pies formed, you're going to chill this for about 30 to 40 minutes. What this does is allow the shell, the outside, the pie dough portion, to cook at the same exact rate as the filling in the center. So once those are chilled, you're going to take them out. You're going to cut a few slits in the top. This is just to help the steam escape. Then you're just going to brush this with an egg wash. It's just an egg with a little bit of water. Once you get that brushed on, you can season the top part of the hand pies. I like to season mine with a little bit of salt and pepper. Then you're just going to put these in the oven, and you're going to bake these about 15 minutes at 400 degrees. You're going to reduce the heat to 350 degrees, and you're going to bake these for about 30 to 35 minutes. You're going to remove them and let them cool about 15 minutes on the pan before you serve them.
I'll get over you, only wish that I knew how to go on. Baby, you and me, we're so messed up together. Even if we tried, we'd be stuck here forever. I don't understand right now how to make it through, but I'll get over.
Alright, while the hand pies are in the oven baking, I'm going to work on my fried green tomatoes. Now I've got a pan, or a skillet I should say. I've got my cast iron skillet on the stove with a little bit of oil in it. It comes up maybe 1/4 of an inch on the sides of the pan. It's on medium-low heat, more on the lower side. And I've got my green tomatoes here, and I just seasoned both sides with some salt. I'll let them sit for about 20 minutes, and then I just patted all of that salt and moisture off of the green tomatoes. So in my first bowl here, I've just got some flour, salt, and pepper. Whisk that together. In my second bowl here, I've got some breadcrumbs, flour, and some cornmeal. To that, I'm going to add some garlic powder, onion powder, paprika, parsley, salt, pepper, and a little bit of cayenne pepper. Cayenne pepper is optional. If you don't want that slight kick of heat, you can definitely leave it out. I'm going to mix that together. In my third bowl here, I've just got 2 eggs and some buttermilk. You can certainly use whole milk for this if you want. So I'm just going to whisk all of that together and make sure it's nice and combined.
We were holding on to something that we both know couldn't work, so we survived.
Alright, now for the breading of the tomatoes. What you're going to do is you're going to place a tomato into the flour mixture. Make sure it's nice and coated. You're going to shake off a little bit of that excess flour. Dip it into the buttermilk mixture. Make sure it's nice and coated. You're going to let the excess buttermilk mixture drip off, and then straight into the breadcrumb mixture. I'm going to gently press this into the tomato to make sure it gets a nice thick coating on it. And then you're just going to place this on a plate while you finish up the rest of the tomatoes. Now I somehow managed to lose the video of me actually cooking the fried green tomatoes. So all you're going to do is put them in the hot oil. You're going to cook them about maybe 3 or 4 minutes on one side until they are nice and golden. You don't want them to get too dark. And then you're going to flip them over, cook them another 2 or 3 minutes. Remove them, put them on a plate or a wire rack to drain and slightly cool. Alright, everything is done and we are ready for dinner. I've got my plate here. I've got the hand pie here and my fried green tomatoes. I just served this with a side of chipotle ketchup. Like before, I will leave all of the recipes linked down in the description box for you guys, but this was so good and I was so happy that I got to have fried green tomatoes because it has been a while since I've had them, and I was just so happy, and this was absolutely delicious.
Baby, I'm stuck with a halfway heart.
Alright, wrapping up this week, I am making some soup. It was such a rainy day today. We had some storms come through and I just thought soup would just fit the bill. So I'm making my Mississippi chicken soup. It's so easy, it's absolutely delicious. So to my pot here, I've just got 2 chicken breasts. And to that, I'm going to add in 10 cups of chicken broth. You can certainly do chicken stock if that's what you have on hand. Then I'm going to add in a packet of au jus. If you can't find the au jus, you can certainly substitute that for brown gravy. And then I'm going to add in about 2 tablespoons of ranch powder and about 3 tablespoons of butter. You can certainly leave the butter out if you don't want to put that in there. It's optional. So I've got that in there, and I'm going to add in 1/4 cup of diced pepperoncini peppers with the juice. So add that in there. You're going to mix that around, add a little bit of pepper. I did not add any salt to this because the au jus and the ranch powder definitely has a lot of salt in it, so I opted to leave out the salt. You're just going to mix that around, bring this up to a boil, and let this simmer on low for about 30 minutes. After your first 30-minute cook time, you're going to go in and you're going to add in some garlic and some onions. You can add in any other kind of vegetable that you want. You can do carrots and celery if that's what you have on hand and prefer. You're just going to add that in there. You're going to bring this back up to a boil, cut the heat back down to low, and let this simmer for another 30 minutes. Alright, after a total of 1 hour cook time, you're going to go in and remove your chicken. Just remove it and set it on a plate, put it to the side. Then you're going to add in your pasta of choice. You can do either egg noodles or orzo. You can also do rice if that's what you have on hand. It will work just fine. So go ahead and add in about 2 to 3 cups of that. Of egg noodles. If you're doing orzo, I would do about 1/2 cup. If you're doing rice, I would do probably 1/3 cup. So add that in there, give it a stir, let that cook until that pasta or rice or that orzo is nice and tender. In the meantime, you're going to go ahead and shred up your chicken.
Tell me, what are you waiting for? So listen up, every now, every then. Tell me, come a time and again. Let me be the one. Can you hear what I say?
Alright, now that you have shredded up all of your chicken and the pasta or the rice is nice and tender, you're going to go ahead and add all of that chicken back into the pot. Give that a stir. Now is the time you're going to check the seasoning if you need to add any more pepper or anything like that. So go ahead and do that. Once that is adjusted, go ahead and add in your cream. Now the cream is optional. If you want to keep this a little bit on the lighter side, just leave the cream out. But I'm adding in some cream, about 1/3 cup of cream. I'm going to go ahead and mix that together and let this cook for about 3 or 4 minutes just to warm that chicken through, and then this is ready to serve.
Tell me, come a time and again. Let me be the one. I'm gonna show you the way.
Alright, Alright, here is my bowl of that Mississippi chicken soup. It was so good. I just topped it with a little bit of parsley, served some bread on the side for dipping, and this was absolutely delicious. And that is going to wrap up this week's video. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to leave me a comment in the comment section down below. I love chit-chatting with all of you. And if you are not yet subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and be part of the family here at the Southern Rustic. I'd love to have you. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.